Good afternoon, Irish Nation. Coach McKenna here from Notre Dame High School. And this is our first Great Day to be Irish show. During the show, we will highlight coaches, staff members, and our athletes at Notre Dame. I'm fired up to show off what goes on at this school. I'm proud of this school, and I can't wait to do this. If you like what we're doing, let us know. Share it with people. Share it with your grandmother, your uncle. Find a guy up in Alaska and share it with him. And let's get the word out about Notre Dame. We couldn't start our show with a better guest. He's been a blessing to me since he's come to Notre Dame, and I think he's been a blessing to the school. It's Father Jason. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Coach.
One of the big things I'd like to do, Father Jason, is I'd like to get to know you a little bit better, and I'm sure the people out there would also. Kind of give us a little story about your journey, where you've come from, how you became a priest. How'd you end up at Notre Dame?
Well, in a nutshell, my journey started. I went to Michigan State University, where I got involved with the campus ministry program there, as well as with the Emmaus Retreat Center, which gave me the opportunities to get introduced to different kinds of ministry that helped me discern my way into the priesthood. Ended up studying in seminary at both Mundelein Seminary in northern Chicago, as well as at the North American College and the Gregorian University in Rome, and had some quite awesome opportunities, especially the 2 years I was in Rome. Really a blessing to be able to walk among the places in which we were talking about the early church, which was truly awesome to do that. I also had the opportunity to spend 3 months as part of a study abroad while in seminary in the Holy Land, and to actually be in the places where Christ walked, opened up the scriptures in a way that I never thought possible. And I use that all the time when thinking of homilies and ideas to connect with the students and the youth about making the message of Jesus relevant 2,000 years later in our faith and in our church. I did take a break while in seminary and went to a Cistercian monastery to explore a monastic vocation, at which point, after leaving, my older sister told me she could have saved me a lot of time and trouble. She knew that was never going to work out, since I'm not the quietest person in the world. But nonetheless, it was a great experience to be with the Cistercians down in Dallas, Texas. I learned a tremendous amount and really was able to solidify my own spiritual life while there. So I'm eternally grateful to those monks and brothers that are down there. That brought me ultimately to the Diocese of Trenton, where I was serving initially as youth minister at St. David the King Parish in West Windsor, as well as associate director for catechetical formation for the entire diocese. And that was really a great opportunity to connect with not only the parishes, but also the schools throughout the diocese, before ultimately becoming the bishop's secretary. I should say I did take, after leaving the monastery, I didn't jump right back in. And so I had that opportunity to work as a layperson here in the diocese.
Now, not to interrupt you, Father, but you always told me a great story about you were in the car with the bishop.
Yes.
And how
yes.
you became a priest.
That's the funniest story ever.
And if you could tell everybody that, because I love that story.
All right, so this is how it happened. So I'm a big fan of church history, especially the first 500 years. St. Ignatius of Antioch always said that the priest is Christ present in the sacraments, but the bishop is God present by his very nature. And that was just something that always stuck with me. So I'm sitting in the car with the bishop driving. His priest secretary at the time was asked to go to a parish in light of an unexpected death of a priest. And so I was in the car, we were heading over to Georgian Court University, and he said, "Are you dating anyone?" I said, "No." And he's like, "You thinking about priesthood still?" And I said, "Well, it's on the back of my mind. I'm not actively thinking about it." He's like, "Well, you're supposed to be a priest. It's written on your forehead." He's like, "Why don't you just cut this nonsense out? Become a priest, become my secretary, and we'll go forward from there." And literally thinking of Ignatius of Antioch, waiting for a sign from God, a bishop being God present, I'm just like, sure. And literally that's how I got back into formation and became the bishop's secretary for 4 years, in which I completed my formation since I had the academics done, and began the journey towards priesthood and into priesthood. And so it was a tremendous blessing. And after 4 years of being with the bishop as his secretary and chief of staff, I had the great, tremendous opportunity to come here to Notre Dame High School, where I've been now for 3 years, as chaplain, as well as one of the religion teachers here. So it's been quite a journey.
Okay, since you've been here at Notre Dame, and we've done a lot of great things together with the Catholic Athletes for Christ and our prayer groups and everything, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But now that you've been here a couple of years, why do you think Notre Dame is a special place to be?
For me personally, walking into the school, I think the greatest thing about Notre Dame is the general feeling that you get when you walk in this place. There is a feeling of it being a family type dynamic here. It's a comfortable feeling. Students know that they can relax and be themselves here. I think one of the testimonies of that family dynamic that plays out here is the fact that we have so many student alumnus who are now here teaching. Mary Liz, who was not only a student here, but then ended up serving as the department chair for the religion department, as well as then moving up the ranks in administration, becoming principal and now president before retiring. She's just one of countless examples of the commitment to this school that was fostered from time spent here. And I think that shows something unique and special about this place that the students get to experience on a day-to-day basis.
And I think that's what's great about Notre Dame, the people that have been here for years and have a connection, and that's what Notre Dame's about. It is a family. A lot of people talk family and just throw it out there, but when I came here 20 years ago, that's the thing that impressed me about Notre Dame, what it was a family. Father, talk a little bit about some of the things we've done with the Catholic Athletes for Christ, our prayer groups, our masses at the beginning of each season. I think the people would like to hear about that. I'm really proud of what we've done.
Yeah, so it's been great. So Coach and I have been really doing some great things, and I couldn't ask for a better person to support and work with than Coach McKenna here, and our coaching staff as a whole. We've been really blessed by the men and women who work with our student athletes here. And one of the great opportunities that we've started is our seasonal athletic masses to mark the beginning of each season. We come together on a Sunday, we have Sunday Mass, and at the end of Mass we have the athletes stand up and we invite the community to gather with me and praying a blessing over them, not only for success in the season, but as well as protection from all injury and invoking the Holy Spirit upon them. And so I think that's a tremendous opportunity to come together to not only acknowledge them, but to also pray with and for them, and to help put a context to the season in which they're about to begin in their respective sport. We began last year with our football Bible studies, actually at the request of the football team, which I thought was awesome. It was something that I had hoped to get underway, and then the students themselves asked Coach McKenna about doing it, and so he and I working together on that has been amazing. But the part that I found most amazing was not only the camaraderie that began to develop among the football players, but also just the way in which they started to improve as a whole person, recognizing that what was taking place on the field as well as in the weight room could be carried into other aspects of their lives through the messages contained within the scripture. Absolutely. And the example of the men and women in the Bible. And so that was a tremendous thing to witness and to see unfold in ways I never quite expected. And that was noticed by other athletes. And so this year we have our girls softball team that is meeting, and they're doing just as well. And then our boys lacrosse team also starting with the Bible study, and we began bi-weekly with the Bible study with them, and the guys came to Coach and I and said, hey, we want to do this every week. And so now we meet with them every week before lift after school. And it's really quite impressive to see, like the football team with both the softball as well as the lacrosse team, the camaraderie that is developing through the use of the scripture study, as well as being able to reflect on the choices they're making, as well as how they prioritize things, and what it means to be not only a community of faith, but also a team. And there's a lot of parallels between the scriptures and the establishment of the church as a community of faith, and what it means to be a team player on an athletic team. And so seeing how that plays out has really been quite fun to be a part of, as well as a spiritual blessing for me, and I'm sure for those participating.
And we're going to keep moving forward. We got a lot of neat things that Father's done with us, like we have field trip day coming up. And it was really neat to hear the kids, because we're going down to Secret. We're taking a group of kids down there. I'm going to train them on the sand. They're going to get a little water time in. But the first thing the kids asked me, hey, Coach, can we do a mass right on the beach, right on the sand by the ocean? I said, well, let me talk to Father Jason. Never hesitated for a minute, and we're going to jump in and do that. We've done that before.
Which I can't wait. I've never done a beach mass before.
And that'll be great. I know. I pray to it, but I know we're going to have a great day. Hey, parents, this Sunday, open house for future 6th, 7th graders that are thinking about coming to Notre Dame. Great time to be here, 1 o'clock. Come meet us all. I'll be down in the weight room, be teachers all over the place, and it'd be a great thing to do. I think this is a good time to end this. I've given you a little shout about Father Jason. I'm proud to call him a friend. I'm proud to call him that our pastor at Notre Dame. Next week, Wednesday, we'll have Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have Robbie Bucher and Coach Fisher, the girls lacrosse coach. Both great guests. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. Every day is a great day to be Irish. Thanks for tuning in.
God bless.